Hey, how's it going, my fellow survivors? I hope you guys are safe, healthy, and managing to stay sane during these difficult times. I know it's hard. And you know what's crazy? If it wasn't for this damn pandemic, in 33 days, we'd all be playing The Last of Us Part 2. And it hurts to think about because now the release date's in limbo and we don't know when the hell we're going to be playing this game. And what sucks the most is it's been 24 days since the announcement of the delay, and we haven't heard any new info from Naughty Dog or Sony about a potential release window or a new release date or nothing. And what's crazy is Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann have been pretty active on Twitter lately. Neil's been talking about like TV shows and movies he's catching up on, and Naughty Dog has been posting Last of Us Part 2 fan art and stuff like that. But when it comes to the actual game, we've got nothing. No new info on the game itself, no new screenshots, no new gameplay, and no new updates on the release date. I mean, the least they could do is just give us a small update every week letting us know what's going on. Like, hey guys, sorry to keep you waiting, but we're still in talks with Sony trying to figure out the best day to release this game. We hope to resolve this as soon as possible, or just something like that, you know. Just update us like once a week. Let us know what's going on with the whole release debacle. I mean, instead of just being radio silent, tweeting about everything else but the game that you know the fans are clamoring for, because the game was supposed to release the second month of this year, and then it's supposed to release the fifth month of this year, and now it's probably not going to release until the 10th or 11th month of this year. Fans need info. And if you're not going to give us release date info, the least you could do is release like a new 10-minute gameplay demo, but this time showing off Joel. Because I would love to see some Joel gameplay. Because we know they're going to be playing drastically different from one another. Because Ellie is younger, she's got more cardio, she's more agile, she can do parkour and shit. We know Joel, he's a little heavier set, he's older, but he's got that old man strength, so you know he's going to have some badass, you know, melee combat. We'll probably be able to like pick dudes up and break their backs or snap their necks. I just want to see some Joel, baby. If we got a 10-minute Joel gameplay demo, that would hold me over until the release of the game, no diggity, no doubt. Now, since I'm talking about Joel, this will be a good transition into the topic of this video, which is, how would you want Joel to die in part 2? Now we know both Ellie and Joel survived the first game, so let's be honest, we know they're both not going to survive part 2. At least one of them will be dead by the time the credits roll, and I'm almost 100% certain it's going to be Joel. But the question is, how should he die? Now one way I don't want him to die is for him to get bit, infected, and have to be put down by Ellie. I just think that's cheap. I think that would be a terrible send-off for Joel. He's too much of a badass. He survived over 20 years, you know, being a good guy, being a bad guy, murdering motherfuckers, bashing skulls. He's got to go out like a proper champion. And I think he needs to go out like a hero, because at the end of the first game, he was considered a villain by a lot of people because he killed all those fireflies, killed Marlene, who was basically Ellie's surrogate mother. Then he lies to Ellie. He prevented mankind from having a vaccine. So, I mean, it's easy to see why a lot of people think he's the villain at the end of that game. But now, he's going to have the opportunity for a reprieve, for redemption at the end of part 2. And the way I think they should kill off Joel is he should go out like John Marston at the end of the first Red Dead, and Scarface, or should I say Tony Montana at the end of Scarface. I think just like a mixture of both of those combined would be amazing. So let's say it's towards the end of the game, you're playing as Joel because Ellie is injured, and you're in like this cabin or building or something, and just big groups of enemies are closing in, and Joel knows they're both not going to survive. But he's willing to sacrifice himself, stay behind, fight off as many as he can for Ellie to get away. So he tells Ellie to run as far away as she can go. And Ellie's, her, she's going to be tough. She's going to be trying to fight it like, no, if you're going to die, I'm going to die with you. We're in this together, or something like that, And then Joel's going to be like, nah, you got to get out of here. Your life means more than mine, or something. And then they're going to try and fight back the emotions, fight back the tears, but then they're going to start crying a little bit. And before Ellie runs off, she's going to say, I love you. And then Joel's going to say it back. She's going to run off. And then Joel's going to pick up an assault rifle. He's going to kick open the door. You got all these enemies closing in. And then it turns into gameplay. You get to play this moment. You get to play Joel's final moments alive. And you get to just take out as many enemies as possible before you're riddled with bullets. And the whole time you got Joel like saying some badass lines similar to Scarface. Like, hey, you're going to need an army. You're going to take me. I'll take you all to hell. You know what I'm saying? Something cooler than that, but I just think it'll be badass, and then you're filled with holes, and like I said, it'll be like John Marston at the end of the first Red Dead, where he's just like, and then he falls to the ground, bleeding all out, and then they come in, they fucking light him up while he's on the ground, and then it transitions to Ellie as she's running away, and then that's when it turns into Ellie gameplay, and you're running, and I don't know, I just think that would be probably the best way for Joel to go out. Like a fucking badass, like a hero. It'll be his redemption for the ending of the first game where he was considered the villain. I mean, like I said, Joel was a bad guy in a way, because he did say that, he was on both sides. So he was a hunter at one time. He killed some innocent people. He robbed innocent people. So he had to go out in a brutal way. The same way he's taken so many other lives, his life had to be taken that same way. And I just think it would be great. Now, speaking of Joel's hunter days, we know that Troy Baker did say, go into part 2 with an open mind. And then he mentioned something about how he learned so much more about Joel, and how we're going to learn so much more about Joel in part 2. And I have a feeling we might end up getting to play through a portion of his hunter years with Tommy that they spoke about in the first game. Now imagine this. You have to play as Joel and kill some innocent people in order for you and Tommy to survive in one of the levels in part 2. Because the whole theme of part 2 is the cycle of violence. Like, that's what Neil Druckmann has said numerous times. He's like, the cycle of violence. We're teaching the players about the cycle of violence. So I feel like we're going to definitely play through a level where we're Hunter Joel, and we're going to have to rob and kill some innocent people to get by. And we're probably going to see Tommy's reaction to it, because we know that Tommy said he still has nightmares because of it. So we're probably going to kill some people. Tommy's going to be there. We're going to see his reaction. We're probably going to see the moment that Tommy and Joel split up and go their separate ways. And I think that'll be pretty badass, man. But it's definitely going to fuck with some people, mentally and emotionally. I don't think people were prepared for part 2. And I remember Greg Miller, after he played the demo last year, he said his hand was shaking after playing because of the tension. And he said he just wasn't prepared for that game emotionally. And he was just playing a combat zone. He wasn't, he didn't get to see any emotional beats between Tommy and Joel, or Joel and Ellie, or anything like that. And that's what's really gonna fuck with us. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on how I think Joel should go out. He definitely needs to go out like a badass. If he goes out getting bit and has to be put down by Ellie, I'm just going to be pissed off at it because he deserves better. Technically, I guess getting riddled with bullets is probably worse for him, but from my point of view, I think that would be the best way for him to leave this world. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you like my idea? Do you think something different should occur? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you motherfuckers later.